I guess Lindsay here with Storybrooke Family Farm. So I don't know what it is about this past week. I know that there is like the whole thing with the eclipse and yada 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 and stuff. I'm not attributing any of this to that, even though it might be because of that. I'm not really sure. But this whole past week, like I have felt so awful, like just downright awful. Not like physically I've been really tired and stuff, but like emotionally, mentally, energetically, like I've just been like in such a big funk. That's why I haven't filmed, because I'm like, ugh, I don't want to like bring other people down, but it's come to the point where I'm like, okay, something's got to give here. Like I can't just not film just because I'm kind of in a pissy mood and stuff. So I figured that I would talk to you guys about kind of what's been going on around the farm and stuff, and with the renovation that could have obviously easily contributed to this sort of low morale, I guess you could call it. So for the past like couple of weeks, the last sunny day we had prior to today, it was almost 2 Mondays ago. So it's been almost 2 weeks since we've had like a legitimate nice out sunny day. And it's been just raining and or snowing pretty much on and off for the last 2 weeks. Majority of it has been on, and our property has already been waterlogged for the last month. And so I'm somebody that naturally, when the weather changes and stuff and it's very dreary out and gray out and just icky out, it does affect me emotionally and mentally quite a bit. I am very prone to getting feelings of depression and things of that nature whenever the weather is just kind of so that could be contributing to it. But so while the weather was so terrible, Willie was on spring break, so we ended up, since I had help, I ended up pushing really, really hard physically to try to get a bunch of like 2 people and or 3 people jobs done on our house, and they went pretty epically badly. Not due to anything that Willie did. If you don't know, Willie is our 16-year-old son, so he's useful for helping do things that need multiple people, but he's not like at the skill level that Tracy and I are with working with power tools, which is fine. Everybody has to learn sometime, but so it's not anything that he did wrong or that I did wrong or that Tracy did wrong, but the projects just went terribly awful. That's why I haven't showed you guys like how the living room ceiling turned out. For one, it's not finished. For two, because our house is old, everything is just so out of square that like we put up paneling on the ceiling in the living room. We made like a little bit of a drop down ceiling. We essentially put up like furring strips to make it so that way it dipped down like 2 inches lower than what it was, just so that way it created a nicer aesthetic and stuff. But when we went to hang the paneling, everything in the room is crooked. So it ended up making it so that way the paneling has like big gaps in between the sheets, and they're all at an angle, and it was a bad project. I had already planned on using like drywall mud to basically correct the gaps that I knew that there would inevitably be and stuff, so that way it would create like a one smooth surface of a ceiling. But it's going to be extremely challenging to do that, and it's almost 3 sheets wide, and we only have 2 of the 3 sheets up, because by the time that Willie and I got done doing, putting up the furring strips and putting up the first piece of paneling, and then the next day Tracy was home to help us put up more paneling, our shoulders were just completely and utterly tapped out. And I was getting very frustrated because everything is just not going well. It's kind of like the paneling project all over again when I did the paneling on the walls of the living room, of basically putting in a massive amount of nails and things of that nature to tack the thing in, and it just not working, just epically falling down, and just pretty much a ginormous nightmare of a project. So then on Friday of last week, we started working on the bathtub. So Willie was home, so Friday morning, him and I and Tracy, we all got showers and stuff like that, so we'd be good for a few days if it took a little while to do. So Friday we took the tub out, and him and I, we got the new tub put in. I ended up getting all of the new subfloor laid between Friday and Saturday. We got the new tub put in, and everything was, matched up, lined up, all that stuff. Tracy had to go to the hardware store here locally in town and pay basically a kidney for 2 different pieces of pipe. She ended up having to go twice to get it so that way the drain for the tub would work. So that was immensely frustrating. And then she had to re-glue stuff, so we couldn't use it. We couldn't even see if it leaked or anything and stuff until the next day. So the next day we go to try to put well, let me backpedal a little bit. When we bought the shower surround at Menards on the previous Sunday, we asked the person that was working in the plumbing, do we need any special hardware, any special things to put this up? And she's like, no, you don't need any special screws, you don't need any special adhesive. Turns out she was wrong. So we had to go Saturday morning to Menards to get the special glue, the special screws, all that stuff, so that we could try to put this shower surround up on Saturday and stuff. So then Saturday we get back from Menards, I do the rest of the flooring and stuff, and then we get up Sunday morning, we're like, okay, let's put this new shower surround on. So we go to put the new shower surround on, and it doesn't fit with our tub. So we had to then go back to Menards. I had to go back to Menards Sunday morning to buy a different tub, the tub that originally went with that shower surround. If you haven't been following us, we did get a tub for free. We bartered some labor for it, and it didn't end up working with the shower surround that we had. Originally, we would have just taken the shower surround back. However, we destroyed the box getting it out of the box, and we threw the box outside because it was a massive box, and it rained all over the box. So there was no taking it back. There was no finding a different shower surround. The only option was to rip that tub back out and go buy another tub. So that was how we spent the entire weekend, was basically working our tails off to try to make it so we didn't smell so bad. It was extremely frustrating. And then once I got the new tub in place, I had already laid all the LVP flooring in the bathroom, cut it perfectly, measured it perfectly, did an outstanding job, especially for never having used this product before. We put the new tub in, and all of the flooring is about that much too far away from the new tub. So I'm probably either going to have to rip up all the flooring that I already did, including like what was underneath the toilet and all of this stuff, because you can't easily just pull one piece out and then slap another piece in and stuff. You have to basically just take it all out and start all over again. I either have to do that or figure out a funky way to basically make like a trim board that goes along the bottom of the tub to try to hide what wasn't a mistake, but then turned into looking like a giant mistake. And that has been very frustrating for me, very difficult to cope with, because like, while it does look nice in there with the flooring and the new tub and all that stuff, all I keep staring at is the massive, massive gap, the imperfection, and it keeps irritating me really badly. Everything with that project just went so many ways of difficult and hard, and it basically was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. And this whole entire week, like, I've been in a serious funk. That's why I said I don't know if it's because of the eclipse. I'm the type of person, I'm a very sensitive person to things going on. So usually around full moons, I can't sleep. New moons, I usually can't sleep. I feel really weird and out of whack whenever those sorts of things are happening. So it could be because of the eclipse coming. I don't know. It could just be circumstantial. It could just be because I've been incredibly overwhelmed by everything else going on in the past year. But this week, like, I've been in such a funk. Like, I haven't wanted to pick up the camera. I haven't wanted to really get dressed. I haven't really wanted to do much of anything that I didn't have to. And then it also was a market week. So that was a bit of a challenge and pretty taxing energetically to do that, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort, and not a huge reward at this point with doing the markets. So I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with that either. But I know one thing, I am extremely worn out and burnout from doing so many things. So this week I've pretty much tried to focus on just resetting myself and basically trying to recover from overdoing it for so long. So it's been a challenge, and nothing really exciting has happened, because that's pretty much all I've been doing, is trying to take care of like my own mental, emotional, and physical health while trying to keep the gears moving on the homestead. So it hasn't been all that noteworthy of things of excitement, but sometimes the most important things that you can do is just focusing on taking care of yourself, and that's kind of where I've been. But with saying that, over the last few days of trying to do as minimal stuff as possible to try to really just reset myself and enjoy life again and stuff, I do feel that it has helped immensely and tremendously at the same time. So yeah, it has helped a lot. We'll just say it that way. So hopefully in the next few days, the next week or so, I'll be back to a more normal filming schedule and stuff, and hopefully it won't be so gray and dreary out, because this weather is not fun, especially with taking care of the animals. It's pretty intense when you got 6 inches of mud you got to walk to just to get to the barn, so it's not been good. But anyways, so if you guys are enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.